Okay, here we go, into Stormfall. The weather is fine on this late spring day. A crisp, dry breeze blows through the city of Zambora, caressing the grass and playfully dancing with the dust in the stone streets. The hum of the magic dome in the city's center, while almost unnoticeable to the residents, hums softly in your ears. A motley crew of adventurers sits around a table at the meat pail, discussing plans and forging their futures. In Brixie's mind's eye, a vision flashes. It's the darkness once again, falling down a long tunnel and landing in a pitch-black cave. Across the way, a small pool of water. A green, multifaceted gem falls and bounces on the surface of the still water. Brixie approaches and picks up the gem, feeling an overwhelming evil, an ire that has been building for centuries. The gem is gone, no longer in her hand. She snaps back from her trance, once again aware of her surroundings. Friends sharing fond memories as one of them, perhaps her longest-term friend Felix, has announced his retirement. An early morning toast is offered, and everyone takes a turn sharing their favorite memory of Felix and their sincerest well wishes in his new venture at the Keep. Let us now join our small band of friends, our courageous adventurers, our heroes of Stormfall. Take it away! That's awesome, Warren. All right.
That's it. Session over. We can't follow that.
Good night. Drive safe.
Awesome. All right. I feel like you'd all sort of wrapped up breakfast. I think that Kaylin and Brixie went for a walk to get air or check something out and returned, and then had this moment. And Mort had been talking about something.
Got flowers.
Oh, right.
Yep. She went to get flowers. Brixie did. Yeah.
I think Blueberry Pancake got a lot of sausages.
Yes, that's right. Aww.
And was not attacked.
Good. Always good to hear.
Yeah. You were separate from the party for a little bit, so it's extra good that you... Sorry.
Just come back and I'm dead.
Yeah.
Oh, a new character.
Nice. Awesome. All right. Just as a reminder, in case you want a memory jog, I think you were all planning on maybe talking to Councilperson Shuffletron, I think, to get permission for Delorna to go out to the Keep. Oh, no, you're going to talk to Azalea for that, and maybe Councilperson Shuffletron for something? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's Azalea for sure.
Erinwin still has not met the lady at the college, the Crystal Lady. She very vehemently does not want to go.
Wait, you weren't there when we met her before?
I was not. I went shopping with everybody else, with half the party.
Got you.
The hat shopping at the...
Ah, yes. Blueberry did get to try some hats on.
Yeah.
She's
not very fond of these colleges.
So. Poor Erinwin. I forgot about that. All right, that's good to know. Thank you. Okay. What do y'all want to do from here? As your bellies are full, eyes are dry, at last, ready to start the day.
For now.
Yeah.
Well, I think for one thing, in lieu of, Mort's just going to, at the table, say, in lieu of what's happened to us, I don't think, we should, if at all possible, avoid splitting up individually, because there's something eventually, evidently coming after us. So it's going to, if we do separate it, that's probably will be the time it chooses to come back and try again.
so we should all go hat shopping together.
I am a fan of this.
Considering Mort's hair options, hats are not a bad idea.
We could go talk to
agree.
Iggy Azalea, whatever. What is it?
Yeah, so that's back at the keep.
Yeah, so I guess are we picking up any last supplies before we, I guess, head out of town?
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. I was going before all the mayhem broke out. I was going to suggest that we get to facilitate going back and forth to the keep, maybe getting a wagon and a horse, perhaps, rather than walking 4 hours each. 4 hours, I think it is, or 3 hours.
4
back
hour
and forth
walk,
to the keep.
yeah.
4 hour walk, yeah, half day. We lose a half day. Yeah, how fast would it be with a wagon and a horse?
Oh gosh, about 2 hours, 2.5.
All right, cuts it in half.
2 hours, yeah.
How did we get here? Like
We
how
walked.
Did we... Oh, wow. Idiot.
Mass transit has not been invented yet.
Aren't your calves still hurting from the journey, Kaelin?
From walking? No.
Dwarves, my friend. Dwarves.
Clearly.
They're made for long distances, not sprinters.
Are your calves hurting from walking, Galathor?
These calves? No, I think not.
Does Galathor have like ripped calves?
I guess that's canon now.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's good.
All right,
Got
let me
psych-
update the wiki quickly here.
Okay.
I'll make a note for my illustration. Galathor.
Has
Galathor
beautiful
really
calves. is what I
strong
heard.
calves.
Yeah.
Really defined calf muscles. Got
Gallagher
it.
never skipped leg day.
Amazing. Oh, I love you all so much. I literally just put in my notes. Okay.
All right. A horse. A horse. This group needs a horse.
Horse.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not sure where to get a horse and a carriage around here.
What about a donkey? We could use a donkey instead of a horse.
This is true. I'm not averse to either.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a donkey. Did they? Are they? Is it like a real animal?
Of course they are.
Yeah, they must be. They must be.
Yeah. My family used them on their farm all the time.
I've seen
One of
some
our
donkeys
guys.
in my day.
Okay.
Clip it. Sorry. Oh. Okay, sorry.
Sorry you had such a rough week. Out of character.
Mortimer will go up to the innkeep and just ask, is there a local livery stable nearby?
Well, if you're just looking to get a horse, then
And
plenty
a
of-
wagon. And a wagon.
Oh, I'd head over western side of town, directly west of the city center. You'll find cart before the horse. Can't miss it. Largest horse and cart vendor in the city. Do plenty of business, but they sell some used goods too. If you're looking for, kind of gives y'all a glance. A judgmental glance in case you're on a budget. Otherwise, sells new stuff as well. So I'd head down there.
Oh, we don't need budgets.
Fair enough. Your tips say otherwise, but.
We tip for the service we get.
Ooh.
Fair enough.
That's what I thought.
Let me looks in Caitlin's fierce eyes like, okay.
Burn! Do you need some water for that burn?
Do you think the innkeeper would recommend a good inn for the next time we're here?
That was in character.
We have Morty's tent.
That's true.
All right, well, let's go and get this
Yeah,
cart
get hooked up.
and donkeys, horses, dolphins, whatever.
Land dolphins.
That's amazing.
Like pull themselves along the ground.
Could be.
You're doing the worm.
We do have the Mages College, so maybe they have land dolphins in cages.
Awesome.
All right, Kaylin
All right.
gets
Okay.
up and starts walking out of the place.
Alright, Blueberry follows.
Blueberry scurries down and follows.
I'll follow after going, what's a dolphin?
Galathor sneaks one last scone before following.
Nice. All right, y'all breach the doorway out into the rather warm. It's the first day where the temperature is really spiked. You're approaching the end of spring. Probably only a couple weeks left of spring. And so, it's a Saturday, by the way. The warm air hits you, but it's a nice dry air at least. Sun is, I don't know, it's like maybe 9:30 or so by now. So mid-morning, people are setting up, and the city streets are beginning to bustle with adventurers and citizens alike looking for sales, goods, and supplies.
As we walk, I activate my cape of billowing.
Nice. There are a number of people that are very impressed, especially kids, but also some adults are like, what? Yo, bro, did you see that? Yeah. And you find your way, make your way westward, and sure enough, you really can't miss the this place. I'm actually just going to put this in here so I don't lose it. Oops. Cart before the horse. Where they do in fact sell. They have a large stable outside, area for the horses to run and everything else, and a number of carts, new and old alike. You see a couple people shopping and a couple salespeople helping them. It's the second you step on the lot, though, there's one that comes over immediately. Good day, fine folks. Welcome to the cart before the horse.
I walk right past him and go towards the horses.
Oh, well, how can I help you, the rest of you? Are you looking for carts or horses, or both?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Or do you have any donkeys or just horses?
Well, we do sell the odd donkey. We have a few. Sure.
What would be your suggestion for something? Is a horse or a donkey better? What's your opinion on the matter?
If it's treacherous terrain, I would say a donkey would be better. Or the load they can carry, depending on the size of the animal, can be comparable. But typically, folks go with horses for distance or regular travel.
What about planes of fire?
Oh, probably nothing we have here.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
What's the price difference between donkeys and horses?
Well, that depends. We have some young bucks here, and then we have some older steeds. Still have plenty of life left in them, but are you looking for some to spend a little extra coin to get a fine, strong horse that is fairly tame, or?
Not to burst anyone's bubble, but perhaps we don't actually need a mount. And Galathor holds his hand up and casts, was it like conjure
Steed?
mount steed? Yeah, find steed.
Nice.
Oh. Well, that comes in handy.
Over across the field, everyone goes, oh, "You have one too?"
I do. Meet Brutus.
Princess?
Oh,
I don't think you heard it right.
Kaylin heard exactly what you wanted to hear, I think.
exactly.
Perfect.
That is quite the honorable horse you have there.
What does
No.
Brutus look like?
Right now, Brutus is a white horse. Yes. He does not take kindly to being called princess. No.
Is Brutus, like, out of character, is Brutus an actual horse? Or, like, a mystical animal that is in the shape of a horse?
The second one.
Okay, cool.
Can it pull just as much, though? Is it as strong as a real horse?
Would you like to put him to the test?
If not, we can hitch up Reginald too.
I believe.
Reginald.
I don't remember what I named him, so Erwin's not gonna remember either.
Okay, so Kaylin will turn back the shopkeeper. Maybe just a wagon then?
Well, it is certainly a majestic creature. Yes, we can look at simply the vehicles. Well,
If this one fails to, if we end up having to get horses,
yeah,
we'll be sure to come back to you.
wonderful. Yes. Just to answer your question too, so you're prepared, as we want to inform our customers. We want you returning, treat you well. Donkeys and mules, they run about 8 gold pieces. Draft horses run about 50 gold, so for pulling heavy loads. And then the riding horses for long distances run closer to 75 gold pieces.
Okay.
Carts, well, they range from used carts, around 5 gold, up to brand new ones. Much more spacious than the older models, run around 15 gold pieces.
Erwin goes over to the carts and just starts looking them over. And I have proficiency in land vehicles, so I'm gonna pick a good one.
Nice, okay. There is, the 15 gold piece ones, there's like a whole section of them, and they are a variety of sizes, different, picketing up the side. But you do find one that is incredibly spacious, very well built, that's in that 15 gold pile.
Can I, in the 15 gold pile? Okay, I'm gonna kind of go like, oh, guys, this one's a good one. And I want to use my folk hero background.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, I can't find it.
I like the wind.
But I have a thing with my background. Rustic hospitality. There it is.
Oh, all right. Nice. Let me see how it works, and we will put it to the.
It's,
okay.
I have just like the connection with the common man, basically,
Okay.
where people will trust me.
Neat. So this gentleman comes up and says, you have an eye for quality, yes. Tell me, you must be familiar with these, yes?
Oh yeah. My family had a whole bunch of carts on our farm back home.
Ah, that's why you went and must have gone to inspect the horses right away. Wonderful, wonderful. We don't meet too many folks that are very familiar with this through here. It is sort of a... what are the chances? Yes. Well,
It's nice to meet someone like myself,
Yes.
It's been a while. I've been around to the stuffy academic types, you know, the wizards.
Yes.
So good to see a fellow person of the earth here.
Indeed. You know, we have one that has a minor break in one of the slats. Simple to replace, probably a couple copper, but we can sell that one to you for about 12 gold if you like. They won't sell to the common folk, but you know what you're doing. I think you can fix that one slat right up.
Oh yeah, totally easy. And I look at the rest of the group going, yeah, we're gonna do this, yeah.
It's a fine choice.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it. We got it.
Oh, very well.
Get home. Thank you so much.
Do you need a receipt or anything for the card?
Do we? I lean over to Caleb.
Registration.
Yeah.
If it gets stolen, it's good to have a receipt.
Absolutely.
We can vouch for it. Yes, very well.
We'll take whatever paperwork that you need to provide.
Aaron just kind of grins and goes, no, I don't think anyone would dare to steal it from us.
I bet. And he sits down. There's a bunch of those gigantic wooden spools that are turned on their sides being used as like tables out there where they sit down with the clients and and prospective buyers. He writes up just a basic receipt describing the cart and their name of the model for it. And you now own a cart for 12 gold.
If we've now officially bought it, Blueberry will go over, sniff around, pee on the wheel.
Now you own it. Yeah.
It's definitely ours now.
Nice. Or Blueberry owns it. Yeah. It's his.
There's a little like kick of the back feet as well. Just, you know.
Perfect.
I go down and scrunch Blueberry's ears.
Can't take it back now.
All right. So you all own a cart. This particular one can hitch up to 2 horses on the front.
Perfect.
Cool. I'll summon Frank.
Ooh, nice. And for those that don't,
I thought it was Reginald.
I don't remember.
Good luck updating that wiki.
I honestly don't remember. No. Canon. Erin Wynn does not remember, so she's just gonna call it a different name every single time.
Oh goodness.
What a poor whore.
Yeah, so I'll do my arcane steed, and I'll summon him and just kind of scrunch.
Awesome.
What does he look like?
He is the nightmare steed, so he is the polar opposite. Dark, kind of like bronze black fur and like glowing red eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a nightmare steed.
You know
Like
what?
the ring race horses in Lord of the Rings? Like those things?
Ooh.
Kind of, but less terrifying.
Oh, okay, cool.
like on the scary scale where that's a 10, more like a 5.
Oh, okay, cool. Intimidating.
Yes. Like this horse could take your head off, but he won't. Unless I tell him to.
Nice.
He's got the coolest cart in town.
Oh, yeah. I go over and like try to give Galthor a high five. Yeah.
Freeze frame.
Okay, here we go. This is a nightmare steed.
What the freak?
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
So
He'd be good in a fire plane.
yeah, they offer some interesting. Not her. Hers is a little like an in between. The two is it has the brass and has some different aspects to it than your typical nightmare, but it has like that with the arcane flames and other stuff coming off it. All right, so that one comes up, and despite the arcane flames, it doesn't seem to burn anything. You feel no heat from it as it races by. Still a pretty large horse and fairly scary, and it hitches next to Galathor's summoned steed as well, Brutus. The two of them, these hulking horses, can barely fit in the... They get locked into their harnesses there in the framework, and they pull this cart
will
with
jump
ease.
up to drive. If
Okay.
no one else will.
Blueberry will sit on Fred, Reginald, whatever this dude's called, back.
The steed.
Yes.
Capital T, capital S.
Excellent.
Yes, Reginald.
Reginald. Perfect.
Nice one, Warren. Nice one.
Amazing. Okay.
Right.
There's enough room in the cart for all of you. It's a pretty large cart that you purchased. So.
Does anyone else need to get stuff out of town before we go back to the keep?
I don't think so. Let me just check. I'm good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
To the keep then, Aaronwin.
Yeah.
Hiya! Cart engages full force, full speed ahead.
I wave goodbye to the Muppet NPC.
Hi-ho, take care. Nice.
See the string on his hand.
Awesome. All right, and you tear ass out of this lot, like, and you're kicking up
You have
dirt.
horses. Not donkeys.
Ah, nice. You tear horse's ass out of there. I don't know. And cut through the city of Zambora. You are paused, of course, at the gate as you're leaving, but they don't really do any identification checks or anything. They just want to do a once over, see what you've got, which is nothing in the cart, essentially, unless you put any of your stuff from your bags in there. And so off you go through, across the river, the bridge, just outside, through all the adventurers' shops, and down through the woods. And of course, as you approach the outer part of your lot, you see the trees growing more and more in size as you approach. You cut east into your property, and where again the nature, the force of nature and life in here is just abundant to the extreme. And you find your way through on a somewhat trodden path to the front area of the keep. The front yard of the keep is cleared out a good 100 feet out and probably 100 feet wide or so around the keep. Right, just in front of the keep, as though it was a front yard, is cleared out, and you find a place to park the horses and cart. And you've arrived 2 hours later. You know what? You've got both horses pull in. I'm going to say in a little over an hour, an hour and 40 minutes, something like that.
I jump down.
Okay, go ahead.
I jump down and I sit in front of Reginald and Brutus. And I'm going to try and talk to them in, my animal, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And just say, thank you very much for the journey. You're, one, very scary, and you, not so scary. And then I just want to go off and do a perimeter check around the keep.
Amazing. The horses seem to appreciate what you said and give a little bow to you with their heads, and you go off and begin your perimeter check. Go ahead, and as you're kind of going around the first quarter of the lot, or at least the keep here. If you're just going around the keep, just make one perception check, if you would, with advantage, because you've got sight and hearing, your keen sense.
Cool.
Is everyone else, while she's doing that, piling out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna take the cart back to the back to wherever it would be kept.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep Reginald summoned.
Mm-hmm.
Because once I'm done, getting everything done, I want to kind of wander back a little bit and look for the where the ley lines intersect.
Oh, neat. Okay. 9. All right. So Blueberry, you make a quick pass around here, and there's a lot of forest life here. Things that you may or may not want to chase. Little tiny creatures, squirrels, and the like, as well as some larger creatures. You see a number of deer and some other somewhat larger creatures that you're not familiar with. All of them seem to respect you and your presence. And I mean, you go across a bear around the back, and it's instead of charging or stomping for its territory, it's just very respectful of you, as though it's being told to be.
I just say like a nice hello, good morning, hello. I go around, say hello to everyone.
You get some hellos, some looks, an assortment of responses. But nothing that seems out of place or dangerous.
Cool. I'll go back in.
Okay. You come back around and join everyone as they are piling into the house. Aaron, make a
death saving throw.
And the keep kills us.
Okay, guys. Fourth character.
Poor Aaron. I'm sorry.
The entire keep is a mimic.
Oh my gosh. The build-up has been great, chomp. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So that's brutal. Just an Arcana check, Aaron, when if you would.
Arcana.
Just as you're trying to find the source. Or...
All right. Let's see. Once I'm done with the cart, I'm going to. Whoops! I used all these already. I'm gonna use one of my sorcery points to do a subtle spell and cast message.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna tell Kaylin, I'm gonna go look for these ley lines. I'll be in the back. Okay, bye.
The bears.
So I have the bear. So I have a rune aglow. So would that give me perception, looking for the magic thingies?
Sure.
Advantage? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
It will give you perception.
I can words.
I think the DC is so ridiculously low for this because there's so much power.
Wow.
Yeah.
16.
Okay, yeah, easily. As you walk out directly behind the keep, out, however many, a few hundred feet, you see the trees once again are dense. There's a little bit of an empty, cleared out patch behind the keep. And then it's fairly dense, except for like one direct path that you can kind of walk through. And as that opens back up to sunlight, the canopy in there, it's even though it's only a couple hundred feet of forest, it gets kind of dark from the incredibly thick canopy up above these 100-some feet trees. Some light shines through the other end where it opens up once again to this beautiful vista. There's this, of course, 100-foot wide circular stone etched with different runes and words of power and other stuff in this opening here. But just past that is essentially a ledge that drops off down into this massive lake on your property. And you can look down. It's like a sheer drop, probably like 80 feet down or so, 70, 80 feet down. And this lake just sprawls out into the distance. You see some deer drinking some water way over on the other side. The sun dancing off the slight little waves the wind is creating on the lake. And just that beautiful sound of nature. Except for the eagle going overhead. It flies by like... In the very center of that mage circle, you feel this intense power of just pure arcane force in conflict, but also in motion. So it's not just striking. These aren't just striking one another. There's like you feel this sort of swirling energy that takes up the entire circumference of this mage circle. It's essentially here.
Okay.
I was just going to say, Mort's going to go over to Kaylin and suggest he's going to go back and follow Arrowin if she wants to join, or if anybody else wants to join.
No, I just sent a message to Kaylin.
Oh, okay. All right.
After I took the horse and the cart back to wherever we keep it, I was just like, hey, I'm going off to this place.
I'll go over to you, Morty. Kaylin will go over to you, and Erinwin's checking out the circle in the back. Did you want to go and check it out as well?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think it's a big point of interest for me. So maybe, hopefully, I don't know. It's probably the best place to try to get in contact with Azalea. That's probably the one thing she probably wants to.
Yeah, probably. I know that I do remember if we speak her name in the forest, I think she's supposed to come, where she can hear us. Then.
Yeah, we'll
yeah.
Give it a shot.
All right, Mort, you head out around back. As you're walking,
I'm just gonna sit at the edge of the circle and just kind of study and stare at the runes.
Okay.
And just try to see if any of them look similar to the ones I have, or if any of them are similar to what was taken from me.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and do a fresh Arcana check with advantage because you have time to study. Emil and Galathor, what do you two want to be doing now that you've arrived while they're doing that?
Galathor is going to leave a note for Felix to build a stable when he gets here.
Perfect.
By the way, could you build a stable?
Perfect.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Put Felix right to work.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then he'll join the others.
Okay.
Emil's going to wander the halls of the keep, just mostly thoughtful.
Okay. Neat. And Kaylin, what did you want to be doing while you're here?
I'm following. Me and Morty are going out back to the circle.
Okay, going with Morty. And I'm sorry, Galathor, you're going around with everyone in the back, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me say, Emil. Yeah, you can go around and get a better feel for the keep. If you have any questions on anything in the map, let me know. It seems to be untouched since the last time you've been here. Yeah.
No ghosts.
No ghosts, thankfully, yeah. All right, so Kaylin and Mortimer. Wait, Kaylin, you're proficient in Arcana, right?
Yes.
Okay. If you two want to make an Arcana check, again, it's kind of a load. And Galathor, for that matter, since you're magically attuned, sort of.
That's a 24 total.
Okay.
I rolled a 23 on mine.
Oh!
Thank you for advantage.
Nice. Yes.
17.
Okay. Nice.
I elect not to roll because I have a -1 on Arcana.
Okay. You feel the life force of this force, but not the arcane
it looks
energy.
Powerful.
But Mort and Kaylin, as you're approaching, you feel running right as you're walking directly behind the keep, almost running right through you from the front of the keep, out of the back of the keep, back to this mage circle. This intense arcane energy. It's like a torrent of raw arcane power. And you see the same thing, the small backyard, the dense forest, then opens up into this beautiful vista with that huge mage circle of stone on the ground. You see Erinwin down there studying the runes. Erinwin, you do find familiar runes. Which I'm trying to think. I don't think I have notes up with what your... because I'm pretty sure you told me what your runes are, but I don't have that in front of me. But the ones that you have time, with more study, you could discover more here. But with the time you've had so far, you find some runes that you're familiar with, some words of power that talk about... everything's trying to guide and focus. Nothing's trying to increase or decrease or control. It's all about sort of trying to manage whatever this energy is. And it actually seems to go in this counterclockwise fashion. The runes kind of direct this to make like a whirlpool effect towards the very center of this circle. Now, I will say that since you all got notes from Delorna about the Feywild spell to open up a portal to the Feywild, which has been tested and proven, you have the proposed spell to open up a portal to Sigil. In those notes, anyone that's proficient in Arcana can learn this. There is a skill, sort of an arcane skill. So, Emil, you can learn this too. That it's essentially called Detect Ley Lines, and it teaches you how to detect their presence, and that's a sort of a necessary prerequisite to casting these other spells. You have to be able to. It kind of makes it visible to you, so you can see the ebbs and flows and current of the energy. And that's not anything that uses a spell slot. It's just something you learn. It's a ritual spell. It takes 10 minutes to cast. So you find that in those notes. And Kaylin Moore, as you approach, you feel that same spiraling, torn, and intersecting ley lines. 3 intersecting ley lines. Also of note, this is about the...
Erinwin is there, and her rune is glowing brightly, and her eyes are glowing faintly as well, and she's just, like, zoned out completely.
Awesome. Oh, you're muted, Galathor.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Nice. This is also the same distance out from the keep that long hallway was to the mirror in the other room.
So it's safe to assume the mirror is directly underneath.
Very likely. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did we block that room off?
Mm-hmm.
We locked the door, yeah. Well, we put the... Brewer put the big wooden...
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, on it.
I got you.
Mort's going to just take a piece of parchment out and some ink and sketch the circle, the runes, and the symbols, just so he has a reference for it.
Oh, okay. Take a number of pieces of paper and etch that out with some chalk or dust. All right, so you're all out in the open here. You feel the swell of energy. Erinwin studying away.
Do we want to wander into the woods or try to call Azalea here?
I think we should have the entire group together when we do that.
Okay,
Just
that's
in
probably
case.
a good idea, yeah.
Yeah. She's not going to stick around for lunch. Don't want to, talk to us and then leave, I would say. Or that's just a hunch.
While this is all going on, I'm going to be in my room in the keep.
Ah, okay. Neat. Are you doing like the doggy walk around and getting comfy?
Yep.
Awesome.
Turn, and down.
Perfect. All right. So as you look around, you see everyone there sans Blueberry and Emil currently. I imagine Brixie would be there with you too.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we could try to... I could go and try and grab Emil if you want to go ahead and get this done. Is there anything that you want to research before calling her, or...
Well, the only thing I was going to say is we'll save the library for later, maybe, if you wanted to.
Okay.
Your library, but no, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. So did you want me to go and try and find Emil inside and Blueberry to bring them out to go ahead and get this done?
Yeah, no time like the present. Let's introduce ourselves.
Okay. All right. I will go towards the keep and try and grab Emil, Blueberry, and possibly Brewer if I see him. Dan?
Dan, how far away are we from the keep, really quick?
Oh, probably like 250, 300 feet.
Dang it. Never mind.
Oh, sorry.
Message only reaches 120.
Oh, bummer.
I tried.
Neat. Galen, you come back, and I guess your feet don't make any noise, do they? So you would be really stealthy. You come back inside. Blueberry, you probably hear at least a little bit or smell Kayla arrived. Not saying smell
the sausage and the biscuits in my haversack.
Perfect.
And just as stealthily, I just pop out and I'm right next to you. Just like, hi.
Oh, Blueberry, hey. I will give Blueberry a sausage from my bag and a biscuit. We're going to contact Azalea outside at the circle if you want to join us, just in case.
On a side note, does he know who Azalea is?
I don't think so. I don't think he's met her.
Okay.
Or
Okay,
they've
cool.
referenced her.
Who's Azalea?
She protects this area. So we're
I
going.
protect this area. It's my keep.
Yeah, absolutely. But she's been protecting it while we weren't here, before we got here.
So she's like my deputy.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Have you seen Emil walking around anywhere?
No, I went straight up to my room.
Okay. All right. I'll be
Do you
out
want
in
me
a
to go
second.
sniff him out?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Cool. I
No
think
one
While
I
she's
sees Emil.
sniffing out Emil, I'll look for Brewer.
Okay.
Is it with advantage if I'm trying to sniff someone?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a stealth check, Emil, unless you don't care to be stealthy.
Oh no, not remotely stealthy. So
Okay. Okay.
16.
Nice. All right. You give a sniff here and there, and keep a careful ear out, and you catch his scent. Whereabouts in the keep would you be, Warren? Do you think? I mean, Emil. Shame.
wandering. So probably either the temple or the church. You'd find me.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll trot in. Emil?
Yes.
Hi.
I'm still not sure exactly how to address you.
Sir, Your Majesty, Lord,
BP?
that'll do. We are going to meet someone called Azalea. She is
yes.
second in command under me with looking after the keep. And we need to have a little conflab. Follow me.
Is that what Caitlin told you? Okay, well, sure.
It's the truth.
Chop. That's awesome.
Okay.
I don't even look if
I'll
he's
follow
following, I just go.
Emil follows.
While I'm looking for Brewer Dan, I'm going to drop off half of my gunpowder supply in my room.
Awesome. Okay.
Isn't that like 100 pounds?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's amazing.
Was it like 25 barrels we took or something?
It was a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm dropping off at least half of it in my
Okay.
room and then closing the door behind me.
Beautiful.
And then I'll continue looking for Brewer.
All right. As you do that, and you set them down very carefully, or away from any torches or anything else, you get it set up nicely. You head around and you find Brewer, surprise, behind the bar in the that particular room. The entertainment room's got the stage there and everything in the bar, and he's just examining some of the kegs there and barrels and other things that he needs to repair. That just from disuse, they're in bad shape.
Is everything looking good?
He's pulling out one of these giant kegs. Yes, it is. Sets it down and dust comes off and fills the air. Just some repairs are needed.
Absolutely. You'll have Felix here with you, apparently.
Is that
he's
so?
He's going to help you out at the keep for a while. Or be here at the keep, and anyways, yes. So he's going to be at the keep for a while.
He continues working a bit. His head like swiveled over to you, even though he's working over here. And I will appreciate the company. Snaps.
Do you need any help?
This is what I was made for, literally.
Okay. Fair.
But thank you.
We are going to. We're all kind of gathering outside at the circle out back. Not in a circle, but we're going to try and call Azalea to kind of talk to her about a couple of things.
The keeper of the forest.
Yes.
He stops and just gives you his full attention.
I would appreciate if maybe you came out and just kind of was there just in case anything went awry.
Certainly.
Great. Okay.
Starts following you.
All right. We'll head outside.
Okay. You head outside. Just ahead of you down the hallway, exiting the keep, you see Blueberry, trotting very proud-like as the defender of the the land, with Emil in tow. You all head outside. Are you all heading back to? Are you four heading back to the others behind the keep?
Yeah. That was my intention.
All right. You head out, walk around. There's a nice, cool breeze here that's coming, across and up over the lake there through the woods as you step back out into that clearing with a mage circle in the back. Your fellow party members all investigating one thing or another. Mort making etchings and Erdwin studying runes. What's Galathor up to, actually? Is he back here, right? I think. That's right, he headed back here.
Yeah, actually, I think he'll spend... I just realized that the spell itself takes 10 minutes to cast, so he'll recast Find Steed.
Ooh, okay.
And he'll turn Brutus into a Mastiff.
Nice. Okay. Cast and this big hulking muscular dog.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
2 episodes ago, Brixie attacked everyone. Now it's Blueberry Pancake's turn.
Blueberry, you look up at this other dog that's towering over, taller than Kaylin. And more.
Just stand in front of him. He's not going anywhere.
Nice. Awesome. Galathor, how does Brutus react to Blueberry?
Brutus, let's see, in his dog form, he's got a big scar over his eye, and he's just a really grumpy dog.
Awesome. So he's just sort of the big grumpy dog with the energetic little puppers next to him. Waiting for your command. All right, you've all arrived. Brixie's there. Brixie's mind is, she's paying attention to everyone, but I feel like given the nature energy here, she'd be a little bit, not in a daydream state, but taking it all in.
Sure. All right. I don't really know how this works. Kaylin will look to Morty.
I've never met Azalea either, so this is going to be a first for all of us. Maybe, Brewer, do you have any idea how to call out to Azalea?
As you say Azalea out loud, and Brewer turns to look, he turns his head just over your shoulder, Mort, looking back at the keep in that direction, and one of these these tree trunks are like 25 feet wide. They're huge, massive trees that tower over everybody. And the bark bends and comes out in the shape of a face. And these leaves form off the bark that create hair and this armored outfit. And stone and wood come out and form a sword along her side, and then another, and slightly smaller, and then a third. And before you, some 25 feet away or so on the edge there, comes a Dryad. Her eyes are fierce. Like when you look into her soul, it's fierce. Her expression isn't so. It's just a very blank sort of expression. She steps forward. I see you've returned. Not all of you.
Yeah.
But
Nice to see you again.
It's a pleasure.
Deputy Azalea.
Yes. Well, what can I do for all of you?
Trying to ask her. What are we trying to ask her?
Well, first of all,
About the crystal lady,
greetings.
if you can come.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, you are new. And as she walks, there's a very martial gait to her walk. Like, you feel like any second she could do like 100-yard dash and just like, cut you open in her presence. She has similar to what Astrid had in her super duper level 20 form, the big set, the whole daisho, the katana, wakizashi, and the other one are what's sitting at her side, one hand resting on the hilt. You are new.
Erwin's still sitting in front of the circle, focusing on it,
Nice.
not paying any attention.
Greetings
little-
to you.
Preoccupied.
And she sort of extends her hand like with a backwards wave like this, and a warm breeze caresses your cheek, washes over you more. I'm Azalea. You are?
Mortimer, apparently I'm allergic. I was about to sneeze, but anyway.
My apologies.
It's the bark.
It's the part. Thank you for allowing us to use this area and facility. We have a few.
Yes.
We wanted to, get some, I guess, ground rules from you. Anything that you would be concerned with us being here. Also, there is an archivist at the college of in the city that would like. Thank you. Would like to have access to the mage circle here. She's very interested in the ley line, and also in line with that, when we first arrived here, we discovered a rather, I don't know if you would even know anything about it, unique mirror underneath that exists underneath in the land underneath the mages, the circle here. And we were wondering if you, first to seek your permission, we wanted to check with you about letting this archivist access the mirror and the mages circle at the keep. And also if you had known anything about the...
Easy, young one. Easy.
Pardon my eagerness.
Yes. The mirror I know not of. But everything else that happens on this land outside the keep, I hear and I see. If the young wolf, Charlotte, trusts you, then I trust you. Do not harm the creatures on this land, and they in turn will protect you under my guidance. Nothing will breach this keep.
Very good to hear. Thank you.
The ley lines, she kind of gives you a nod, Caitlin. The ley lines, there's great power there. If you intend to manipulate their power, do so carefully. As far as trusting another, I'll leave that to you. If you feel she is trustworthy, then study is warranted. But if she proves not trustworthy, then we will have a different conversation.
Right. Absolutely. Perhaps you know her? I don't think he mentioned her name, Delorna?
No, I do not know a Delorna.
Did anybody mention that she's shard-mined? It might be relevant to Azalea.
No one yet.
Okay, Emil will mention the archivist in question. Her nature is interesting. She is a shard mind. I don't know if that changes things.
Shard mines. Most are protectors, seeking to keep this most realms safe from the far realms' influence. Not all.
Most, you say?
Most. Yes. Some spend too long at the gate, attempting to rebuild on the edge of the far realms. And that can take its toll on one's mind. They are particularly resilient creatures, but the forces of the far realm are intense.
So how do we know which type of shard mind Delorna is? Seems to me if she's the latter kind, then studying the ley lines would probably not be a good idea.
Do you know what color her crystals glowed? Like glue.
English.
Yeah.
I think, weren't they white and maybe purple?
If they are at the end of the spectrum, then she is fairly young and likely would not have spent enough time at the gate. Those that glow red and orange have been alive far longer and are more at risk. Far more at risk.
I don't think it was red and orange. 90% sure.
That is my only insight.
We're I found my notes on her, but I didn't write that down. What we are planning on using the circle for anyways, we're looking to possibly, we have one of our party members, our motion to Brixie, is having some issues with the City of Brass. We're possibly looking to, at some point we'll probably have to travel there in order to stop. We've had a few attacks from the City of Brass on our party. So it's something that we'll have to address rather soon. Do you know anything about Sigil or the City of Brass that might be helpful to our possible journey?
I have not traveled to either.
Okay.
Said a City of Brass. The heat is intense. I know this. Too intense for me. The City of Doors I know of, but I've never traveled. I don't know many specifics. My apologies.
Completely alright. Okay. Galen to Morty.
I think we're good.
We appreciate everything that you're doing, or that you've done already to protect this keep.
This is my duty.
Oh my gosh, you're a tree person!
She's done concentrating.
Erwin just kind of looks up like, oh, that is so cool!
That's Anwin.
Hi!
Another new acquaintance. And she, again, brushes her hand out like that, and you feel this warm, gentle zephyr brush across your face. And so that's her welcome. I am Azalea.
I'll just kind of go, oh, and I'll make my cape just billow a little bit like, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, alright.
Blueberry will walk up while still keeping a slight eye on Brutus and just say, I would like to thank you for protecting the keep in my absence. You have done a top-notch job, and carry on the good work.
I will. She gives a little bit of a crack of a smile and a nod to, a head nod to you. She seems to appreciate you.
And then I'll turn back and focus back on Brutus.
Brutus, why don't you go ahead and make friends with Blueberry? And Brutus gives Galathor like a "Are you serious?" kind of look. Go on, and then Brutus basically trots over, sits next to Blueberry Pancake, and continues staring back at Galathor.
Blueberry will transform into its hybrid form and just stand over Brutus.
Blink, blink.
Nice.
We won't take up any more of your time. But thank you for the information.
Indeed. Take care. She turns and walks back into the tree. As she steps in, it just melds back in and creates the trunk of the tree once again.
Erwin watches, like, mouth agape, like, what?
Awesome. All right. So, you've got some answers. You've got some permission. What would you all like to do next? Gosh, it's lunchtime, essentially. It's like 11:30 in the morning. So.
Do you want to hang at the keep for the rest of the day and go to speak to Delorna tomorrow? Or is this something that... Okay.
Brutus is hiding behind Galathor at this point.
Alright, so tomorrow we'll go and speak with Delorna. Tomorrow morning. So...
Yeah, bright and early. So if we want, depending, I don't know. I'm still not sure if maybe our research in the library will lend some. Insight.
Oh, yeah. Be a good time to get some research done. So everyone, rest up, relax this evening.
Yeah, I was going to say, aren't there still books in the Keep library? We could have a look and see if there's any information.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You all pile back into the keep. It's a nice coolness to the air inside the keep, as the stone keeps it fairly chilly. Everyone goes to their own little spaces, whatever you all want to do in the keep. Kaylin and Emil, you head into that room with the nice. And you're looking at the books once again. Go ahead and make an investigation check as you're sort of scanning these books once again. I think like if you looked a time or two and haven't really found too much else of import, a lot of it's just...
That's a 13 total on investigation.
Okay. Jeez. And a 20 for Emil. Check something. So, let me pull up this map and see if the keep, where is it? Or keep blueprints, that's what it is. Oh, still drawing on it, it's funny. Oops. Yeah, so you look through the books, you don't really find anything, again, of too much of interest. You find those blank scrolls, to write, Mort would be familiar with those, writing spells on them to be cast by anyone that has spellcasting ability and spell slots at that level. Yeah, I mean, there really isn't anything else in here. But you do a thorough search, and now you're positive that there's nothing else to be found in here.
Okay.
Well, the books are like novels and fiction.
Oh, what kind of novels do we have?
No, what have I done? Nice. Oh,
It's okay. I'll just know that there's novels here. You can have time to come up with some novels, and I'll come back some other time and look at them.
Awesome.
Make a note. Ask Dan about the novels library.
All right.
All right.
Is there anything anyone wants to do in the keep before they rest tonight?
So it's still
Like
you
lunchtime.
said
Yeah.
Lunchtime.
we stopped at lunchtime.
Mhm.
So say if I would use the library now, I would still be able to stop before bedtime and get a good full night's rest.
Okay. Oops.
So I will go and find Morty. To try and do some research before bedtime.
All right. You find me.
Okay. All right. I figure if we go ahead and do some research now, we can still get a full night's rest in, which is probably important just in case we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Would you be okay with heading into the library now and not waiting until tonight?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
How does basically your library, this thing, work?
Kaylin opens up the door to her library, Dan.
Woo! Okay, out of nowhere, the air warps with a little heat distortion before just peeling open and creating this little outer barrier of light blue arcane energy, and it fills that space. And there's a door. Woof! The door is revealed, and as Kaylin opens it up, you see, of course, oh my gosh, why is this image so ridiculously huge? Let me fix this. This expansive, yes, it's amazing. If you haven't been in here yet, your eyes will bug out if it was a sage background. Let me try and zoom this in. There we go. Okay.
Is anyone else in the area, Dan, where I found a Morty that would like to go to the library as well?
I don't know. Anyone else?
I can take one other person.
Anyone?
I normally would, but I have business elsewhere.
Okay.
Erin expressed interest a while ago, but she's still out by the ley lines. She didn't go back to the keep.
Emmy will go in.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Come on in, boys.
Awesome. You're both able to step through and remain inside. And again, there's just a number of reading chairs with tall torches, old antique relics in here, like the spyglass and telescope you see here. Beautiful ornate pillars and columns and all of these bookcases everywhere. The giant arcane spinning globe in the very center there. Beautiful red carpets with gold trim. It's quite a bit, something to behold. All right, so you three are in. And what is it that what is it you want to read? Actually, let me pause here and see what Blueberry's up to, because I know you were saying something earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, so I want to go find Galathor.
Okay, nice. All right, where's Galathor?
Galathor is looking for something to eat because there's nothing around in this keep.
This is true.
Okay, so do I find him?
Yeah, there is a kitchen area that has a little stove in the corner and some other stuff, and you see him in here.
Just kind of like sidle in, not really, paying any attention, kind of thing. And then, hey, Galathor.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Come here.
He follows him?
Yeah, come here.
All right.
Closer. Come closer. I would like to cast Mage Hand.
Nice. And
I want the hand to like grasp him by his like shirt and then pull him so he's like right in my face.
Nice. That can have a little bit of pull, yeah.
I am the only dog here. You got your fake animals. You keep them to yourself. They can be horses, cats, anything. No dogs. And then I let him go, give him a little slap, and then walk out.
That's awesome. It's a real experience for Galathor.
Was not expecting that. And he goes back to looking for crumbs.
Galathor learned something this evening.
Nice.
Learned something about himself.
Awesome. Beautiful. I feel like Felix. Actually, is Felix coming here? Is he already here somewhere, or is he coming here later, like when he gets supplies? I know he's picked up some.
Yeah, he'll probably wander by after he's gotten enough supplies.
Okay. All right, neat. We'll say maybe a couple hours since he doesn't have a cart, and he's got to carry all the supplies. Awesome. Felix! All right, let me check the time.
We wouldn't have done that to him.
Oh, you're out? Then you're out. Yeah. All right, so, right. Where someone else was doing something, it was Kaylin and... Oh, yeah, Mort, what were you studying in the...
Yeah, we have Morty, Emil, and Kaylin in the library.
Okay,
with a
nice.
candlestick.
Excellent.
But can the candlestick sing and dance is the question.
Nice.
First of all, Dan, I want to see if I noticed a certain mural
Ooh, yes.
that I remember seeing.
Yep, a familiar mural along the back in one of the alcoves that has a number of bookcases up the sides. This is sort of a central one up along the top dome of this inset area. Is this expansive mural of all the different planes of existence and the Great Wheel cosmology. As you're sort of looking around, yeah, I mean, there's no check for this because you're looking at it, really. It's pretty straightforward. So, where are we? You take a quick glance around, you find the prime material plane near the center-ish. In the very center of this is the Outlands. And this is a plane of existence that houses Sigil, the City of Doors. It's also the very center of all the planes of existence. You probably know with your sage background that since the planes are technically infinite, there's really no center. But, I mean, if there were, according to the Great Wheel cosmology, Sigil is in the center. And, interestingly, as you kind of peer in at that and look, this mural springs to life like a 3D map and comes down, sort of surrounding you in this area. The Outlands floating before you, like right in front of you.
Wow. I didn't know it did that.
You're all just sort of spinning around you a little bit.
I will relay to them what I know from my sage background and what I recognize, which is what you're telling me.
Okay. You start telling them and you point to the Outlands, and as you go to like point at it, it zooms in on the Outlands. And you see it's just a little tiny image here. You see this. I don't know why it wants to share it like that. Nothing can be easy. Alright, just for viewers, I'm going to try and fix this a little bit. No, I guess that's it. Okay. Alright, so you see this tall spire, and some little notes pop up. A little dot with a couple angular lines, and it gives a little bit of... wait, do you read Sylvan or Draconic? Caitlin?
I don't. No.
What languages do you speak again?
I speak Common, Dwarven, Elvish, and Giant.
Okay. All right. No, Elvish is on there. So, okay. There's a few different layers of language. So you're the one in the front is Elvish, okay. As you read. Okay. So the spire. This is supposedly sometimes referenced as the Infinite Spire, as the tales go. If you were to enter it at its base, you would never reach the top. It just goes on and on and on forever. And sitting atop this is Sigil. And again, as you're sort of looking at that and kind of, raising your hand near it. Let me get back here. You get a closer look at the city of Sigil, which is just a super cool thing. Oh no, that did a pretty good job. All right, it gives some measurements down the bottom right here.
Like a donut.
Yeah, it really is. Basically, the city, it's sort of like the Citadel for Mass Effect fans, in that... the city itself is on the inner wall of this. It's essentially an inner tube. The city goes along the wall, and there's this gravity that is relative to wherever you are. So you can be standing on the ground and look up at the other end of this inner tube, and people will be standing on the ground up there. As you walk around, the gravity is always pulling out towards the edge. So you can go.
Sigil is actually primordial for donut.
Nice. Let's see, it's divided up into 6 different districts called wards. There's the clerk's ward, and this all pops up on this map as you kind of look through. The clerk's ward is an affluent district, home to most of the city's lower rung bureaucrats and middlemen. The hive ward is basically the slum and the ghetto, home to the poor, the rogues, and the unwanted dregs of society. The ladies' ward is the richest and most exclusive section of the city, and is home to the elites of society and its government. The lower ward is an industrial district, clogged up with the smoke, the smoke from the foundries and from the portals to the lower planes. And the market and guild hall wards are home to the traders, craftsmen, artisans, guild members, and other members of the middle class. It has a little breakdown on the government, and sorry to info dump here, but just since you've been building to this for a bit and you did the research. The ruler of Sigil is the mysterious Lady of Pain. Mind you, the Lady of Pain keeps out deities from passing through here and interplanar travel. The lady is sometimes seen in Sigil as a floating, robed lady with a face bearing a mantle of blades. The lady does not concern herself with ruling the city directly. She typically only interferes when something threatens the stability of Sigil itself, or crosses one of her few but unforgiving edicts, which amount to keeping the peace and refraining from worship of her. So she doesn't want worship. Interesting. The lady is an entity of inscrutable motives, and often those who cross her path, even accidentally, are flayed to death or teleported to her hidden mazes, which are extra-dimensional labyrinths and lost forever.
Right.
It is widely believed that she never speaks, although some unconfirmed rumors to the contrary do exist. Although the Lady of Pain does not take action directly, she does act through a number of servants known as Dabus, who simultaneously serve as the lady's eyes and ears, as well as maintaining the structure of Sigil. Like the lady, the Dabus do not interact with the Sigil's inhabitants or travelers much, and it is best to leave them be, since antagonizing them can bring down the infrequent but harsh wrath of their mistress. Let's see. Sigil is theoretically neutral ground to all. No wars are waged there, and no armies pass through. Furthermore, no power can enter into Sigil. The lady has barred them from the cage, and that's all the deities and everything. Of course, Sigil is hardly peaceful, with such a condensed population consisting of everything from angelic divas to demonic glabrezu. Violence is common, usually befalling the foolhardy, the incautious, or the poor. Most natives of Sigil, cagers, are quite jaded as a result of living here. Yada, 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 yada. Okay, that's probably all it would cover in that. There is a recommendation on it that says, where is it? In red, it's like italics in Elvish. It says, it is highly recommended that travelers new to Sigil hire a guide, known locally as a tout, lest they be taken advantage of or mugged.
Okay. Okay.
And that's where we'll take our bio break, since that was a hardcore info dump.
Okay. Great. Wonderful. Perfect. No one's going to die.
Fun.
Calathor's going to remain shocked through the break.
Awesome.
Guys, my next character.
Nice. It's going to be the other glove that Galathor has. Oh, tasty. All right. Cool. Catch you all shortly. Ooh. Oh. Ah. Oh, nice.
I think, yes! Did it!
Oh.
I figured you were watching.
Ah, they did! Yes! Oh, I'm so excited! Oh, poor Boston. Oh no, camera, don't do this to me.
Oh,
Okay.
phew. Show me the kitties.
No, Shanghai just finally won a match. This is their 43rd match that they've played, and it's their first victory.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Brutal,
They
but
finally
exciting.
won. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Dan,
Yeah.
you're all fuzzy.
Oh,
Yeah, you're-
thanks. Awesome. All right, let's give that the old fix-a-rooski. Ooh, burr. Autofocus. No, thank you.
Yay.
It's me, Danny Leo. All right, let me make sure.
Yeah, I felt like at the end you were going to say, and that concludes our seminar on the Outer Planes.
Yeah. It was a lot of info, but that library is legit.
Oh yeah.
So is there a mortuary in Sigil? Or a brothel for the slaking of intellectual lusts?
Nice. I imagine. It's probably a little of everything here.
I would think in the lower ward would be your best chance of success.
Yeah. Was the high?
What was the bar's name? The Burning Man?
Nice.
The Smoldering Corpse Bar. That's what it was.
Nice. Even better. Alright, let me actually do this. Boop. Oh, thank you for the retweet, Warren. Yay.
Lots of people tweeting today.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, it was in Clerk's Ward.
What did I walk into?
Awesome. Wait, what?
Shanghai won. That's what you walked into.
Oh, wow.
They got their first win.
ever. Nice.
Yes.
It's brutal, but it must make it all the more exciting. Thank you, Steph.
They should just all throw their headsets down and just walk out. That's it.
Yeah, we did it.
They still have to play one more map, but they won. They won. I'm so happy.
Oh, well, cheers then, Half Donut. Cheers. Sorry for that, Beth. Yeah. That murdering of your accent, beautiful accent.
Well, to be fair, you guys haven't heard me try and do an American accent yet, so...
Oh, sweet.
That'll be a treat.
Oh, it will be terrible.
Perfect. Is it Valley? I feel like a lot of folks that have, from another English-speaking part of the world that do the American accents go for like the, oh my gosh, like the Valley.
Like, oh my god, you guys, like, we're just totally going to the mall, and...
That's amazing!
That's brilliant.
That was perfect.
Fantastic.
I can instantly think of 3 people I know that sound like that here, so it's legit.
You'll fit in California if you ever visit.
Put that accent on and I'm all good.
Awesome.
I think there's like 3 American accents most people know, like Valley, generic Southern, because to us that's just one situation down there, and just generic American. That's all we've got.
That's all you need. That's perfect. Yeah. That about sums up. Yeah. America. That's awesome. All right. Wow. Okay. Looks like we are back. Everyone's back. So, all right. Sigil info dump. Emil, what did you want to research while you're here?
I'm going to do some research on the gifts that I was given by the Harpers.
Ooh, okay. Roll investigation check, and if you're spending 8 hours in here, I'm sorry, history check, and you can do it with advantage if you're spending like the whole study time in here before bedtime.
Yep.
Nice.
Just like college, studying all the way up until bedtime.
Perfect.
That's a natural 20.
Wow, nailed it.
All right, here it is. Okay, sorry, what'd you get? Oh, natural 20, beautiful. Okay, again, I don't know if you've tried to research anything in here, Emil, but if not, then you...
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you know the drill. You walk up to a shelf, the books slide until it stops, and when you grab it, you find a few items that sort of fit the weapon that you have described. Where's my... Right, you know what? I just realized I forgot to go over all that stuff you asked me to go over this week. Sorry, Warren.
It's okay.
You do find one that very much fits this description. Not much is known about it. You find more questions than answers, but you do get a name to an item that, again, perfectly fits this description. It's called Peacekeeper, and it is this belt, this harness that can hold up to 6 daggers. The one dagger that is discussed, and there's 2 or 3 books that you find references to Peacekeeper in which you find references to Peacekeeper. And where am I? The Oath blade is the only one that's actually referenced with any specifics, where you have that sworn enemy and so on and so forth. The others are all questions. There's apparently, it's hypothesized that the other blades are summoned based on the wielder and the wielder's needs and the wielder's nature. And And so they vary, and that's why there really isn't a solid accounting.
Okay, now it currently has 2 of the 6 daggers already in it, right?
Yes, the other one is that essentially movable rod one with a button on the bottom. So you could jump up in the air and hit it and swing from it, like release the button as you swing off of it, with an acrobatics thing and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I wonder if it would also... Yeah. There are some, scribble notes in some of these references. These are, journal entries that have been tied together in these bound books on unknown items, weapons, and such. Binding? Question mark? This are one of the notes. Let's see. Teleportation? Question mark. Life stealing? Question mark. Those are some of the ones that you found in these particular books. Anyway, you're not sure if they're legit or not, but those are some of the ones that were questioned. All right, and Mort, did we do what you were looking for already? No.
I am going to approach. Seeing what Emil did,
Mm-hmm.
I will approach the bookshelf and think of the keywords. I guess arcane mirrors, and add on maybe mechanical and wish ?
Okay. All right. They slide for a good while before it finally stops.
Pops out a comic book.
Yeah. What's this? Our hero, Mortimer. What? It's me. All right, let's see. So there's some misinformation here, or information doesn't quite line up with what you wanted. There's a spell arcane mirror that is like this archaic cantrip, basically, that creates this invisible, more or less an invisible mirror, and you can see through it. You leave it somewhere, and you can see what is reflected in it, and so on. You find some... excuse me. References to different nasty creatures that come from mirrors or use mirrors as teleportation. Aelzeroth of the mirror. Thank you, Google. And so on. Wow. Okay, they've got a really high challenge rating. Anyway, and then you find there's like a mirror of imprisonment, which is a physical mirror. This is the one that is closer to what you were hoping for, in that it is a physical mirror that, when lifted off the ground, turns into a small compact mirror, and then when placed back on the ground becomes a tall standing mirror. However, that one locks people inside. Traps them inside, which sort of lines up with one aspect of the mirror that, the stories of the mirror that are in the keep. But there isn't anything specific about that seems to match up with this.
Okay.
Yeah. You might be able to... Did you ask Scarlet Shuffletrot about it?
I know I asked Delorna about it.
Okay.
I might have asked Shuffletrot about it.
I think we did. We did when we had lunch with her that one day.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, let's see, mirror on the wall. That's where I got the mechanical / art kind of defective.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to retcon add because I'm now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that I did. She would probably tell you. I don't know if she'd still be alive, but when they were repairing the mirror, they sought out the expertise of this arcane, almost like an artificer, like Kaylin Strangebane, called Tani Renoir, and she's the one that understood how this worked better. Didn't fully understand it, but helped them get it up and working.
Okay. That's a lead.
Okay. All right. So Blueberry and Galathor had their interaction. Brixie, I think Brixie might walk outside and sort of commune with the nature here. It's beautiful, it's abundant, and it was probably interesting to meet a Dryad in person. I don't know that she met Azalea yet, maybe once. I'm just going to say she's going to go ahead and commune with nature. As a druid, she hasn't really had much time to do that, I don't think. Aaron, what do you want to be doing during this time before bed? Anything? Aaron Wynn. Sorry.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Sorry, a lot of things are happening right now.
No worries.
She's gonna study different parts of the circle, just all day long, and eventually go back for dinner.
Okay.
And during dinner, she's gonna be just kind of like distant and like not her normal hyperactive ADHD self.
Okay.
So she's just kind of thinking a lot. And during the studying, she would have spent enough sorcery points to obviously, so she'll have spent 5, so she's got 5 runes, so she is glowing.
Nice. He goes for dinner, you see the light around the corner before she walks into the room. And
she doesn't seem to notice that she is either.
Perfect. Brewer, I guess no one's really making dinner. I would say Brewer, Galathor, I know you were looking for some scraps. Brewer would probably come in at one point and give you a hand. I think that was a little earlier at lunch, but Brewer knows where some of the storage stuff is. There's a little bit in storage, and that there's like a pantry down below that you have to go through where the trap door was, just off the kitchen. And there's some grains. Oh, right. And Felix returns, right? Yeah, it was a couple hours later, so like 2 in the afternoon or so. Felix, worn out, carrying all these supplies, returns to the keep.
Oh, this is awkward. I thought you guys were gonna... Oh, I guess... All right. I'll make some food!
Yay!
Do you want some help?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I'll help.
Yeah. Here, chop these vegetables.
Oh, okay. And she's still glowing, and she's still just kind of distant.
Nice.
But just like every so often she'll stab a piece of carrot with the claw and just eat it, and then just go back to chopping.
Nice. All right, so you make prepare a nice hearty meal after getting all the supplies sorted the way that you want them in both the pantry and the kitchen. Seasonings up, all the things that you would need, and by the time you're all set with that and preparing a meal and these old-timey things, dinner rolls around, an early dinner, and you can all smell. I think Brixie would come back for dinner time. and you can all smell a delicious meal.
Are you guys still in the library?
Ooh,
We would be there until, I guess, if we went in there around lunchtime, like say 11 or 12, it would be like 7 or 8 by the time that we got out.
Okay. In that case, then I'm gonna take some food. And is the door still visible? Like, if you guys are in there, or does it disappear after?
It disappears.
Oh. Well, then I'm not gonna bring you guys food.
Aw.
I'm just gonna eat. Just gonna eat.
Brixie will plop down next to Blueberry there, just kind of scritch his head and dig in. Brewer would probably hang out. Of course, Brewer's all about Blueberry, so let's sit down as well.
And I'm giving Galathor the evil eye while this is happening.
Naturally, two are across the table from one another.
Galathor at this point is probably dismissed, dispelled. I don't know how you would call it, but gotten rid of Brutus.
Okay.
Take him out back.
Lone shot runs through the air. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
But hilarious, yeah.
I will note that I did make notes of the map in my journal. Dan,
Yeah.
that I saw in the library, and I will spend some time looking up. I would guess that she'd probably try and look up some more information on like traveling to Sigil or traveling to the City of Brass. You might not have that information right now, which is fine, but or if there's even any other information, but that's the only thing that I really know to look up right this second.
Okay. Sure. Typically, go ahead and roll, I guess, an investigation check as you're pawing around for that. Or history.
13 total.
Oh, okay. It's very difficult to find passage to Sigil. There are locations. It's easier to travel to the Feywild because that's the next adjacent realm. It sort of overlaps the Prime a little bit. Sigil, to get there, you have to find either a being that can travel, possesses interplanar travel, or a wizard or caster of high enough level to cast planar travel with accuracy. Those are the only ways written in there. Now, mind you, you have this potential new way with a spell to open a gate with the power of the ley lines here and the mage circle focusing it, possibly to make your own, which is fairly significant.
Okay. All right. Sounds great.
Okay, so as you all finish your studies, you come out and find, a dinner there. Felix attempting to keep it warm without, overcooking anything.
It's a stew, so that's easy. Beef stew.
Oh, perfect.
Kaylin is ecstatic. Kaylin gets some bread out of her bag and just sops it into that stew and gets 2 bowls.
Okay, nice. Side by side. That's perfect.
Yes, side by side.
Excellent. All right. Emil, is Emil going to join Kaylin and Mort and Felix?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Pull up a seat and enjoy that. All right, you all eat dinner. And unless you have anything else you want to do, for the rest of the day, we'll say that it segues into a nice, pleasant night's rest for everyone.
Actually,
Yeah.
when you guys come out of the library, go ahead.
No, you go. It's cool.
It's like I'm gonna. So as you come out of the library, I'm gonna. I don't remember. Never mind. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Dan, did we because I know Blueberry Pancake can talk, but can he read? I don't know if we ever discussed that.
I would imagine that. I don't know. I think he can read. Can't write, of course. Maybe some scribbles with something in his mouth. But we'll say probably. I mean, at least common. I would imagine.
Okay, that's cool. All right, that's all I wanted to know.
Neat.
Before I go to bed, I want to go outside and out back to the ley lines. I just kind of I think Kaylin's just going to just maybe sit close to them.
Okay.
And like near the woods area, and just kind of sit there thinking about what's to come.
Nice. Okay.
And then I'll do that for a bit, and then go back up to bed.
All right. It actually gives you a little bit of a not a rush of energy, but like a recharge. As you sit there leaning up against one of these massive tree trunks. Oh, hey, Miz, thank you for the raid. Woo! Letting this arcane energy pour through you off in front to the mage circle.
Okay.
Then you head up and get a good night's rest. Everyone gets a good night's sleep. The next morning rolls around, and ready for
During
the
the
day.
night, Kaylin, during most of the night, because she and Aaron are sharing a room, she's glowing like a
Kaylin covers up her head with the covers.
Nice. Awesome.
Like curling up against the wall, like trying to block and like trying to get as little, like, coming in.
Like it's not like too much because she's got it pulled over, but there's still like the.
Nice.
nice little night light there.
Yes.
It's a very, very bright night.
Yeah, it's handy if Kaylin has to get up and go to the
Lou.
The outhouse.
the outhouse. I don't know, whatever is there as far as stuff goes. But
they have the
It
circle
fades
toilets
partway
in some of the corner. Yeah. The stone cold circle bodies. Okay. So you are all fully rested and ready for the day. Those of you that were aware of the spell, the detect ley lines, and the spell that the Shardbind gave you, have learned all that. So that would be Kaylin, Mort, Emil. Galathor's not proficient, right? And Aaron Wynn. Aaron Wynn's proficient, right? In Arcana?
In Arcana? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Ooh.
Too.
She doesn't know why, but she is.
Okay. The day's begun. Breakfast is eaten. I'll keep it zipping along for you. What do y'all want to do? How do you want to tackle the day?
I think we should head in.
To go get the crystal lady.
To go, yes, whatever. We just need to let her know that Azalea gives permission
Oh, okay.
for it to be used.
Does anybody have how far does message go? You said it wasn't very far, was it, Sam?
120 feet.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to.
I'll add just.
I have my wings or my horse.
Right.
Reginald.
It's amazing. I'll add just to spare you if a trip just to let her know that Azalea would have said the young wolf Charlotte will return at the next full moon, and that's like 3 days from now. And she can let her know.
Okay.
Cool.
Felix can also always make a trip into town.
Ooh, right.
Felix You're like our lackey now.
Is it go for no?
Yeah.
Go for this. Go for that.
How much do we pay you? It's probably not enough.
He's already got so many tasks. Build the stables and nice. Okay.
Do we need stables?
Why stables? We don't...
Yeah.
Right, we don't really need a
The
stable.
horses are fake.
It's all an illusion.
Judgmental. Oh,
They
all
are
an
fey.
illusion.
There's a difference between fey and fake.
And it's one letter. Yeah. Awesome.
At the breakfast table, I'm going to say to Galathor, what else can you conjure up for Brutus? Because I have an idea to test out the sigil idea. If we can send Brutus through the portal. I just want to make... my only concern is we can go through the... How do we get back? I don't know. I'm just saying this at the breakfast table, so if anybody wants to have any other ideas.
Felix would probably... No, sorry, Galathor would probably just respond right away, but Ed's D&D Beyond has broken. Oh, it's because I'm on Felix's sheet. Why can't I cast spells? Because Felix is a fighter. Really quick. Find steed. It has a list somewhere. Oh, here it is. A warhorse, a pony, a camel, an elk, or a mastiff. But it's up to Dan.
Yeah, any of them. Yeah, and if you have anything else you want to add to that, that's let me know. That's neat.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was
Fine
hoping,
dragon.
Giant spider. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Please no more spiders. Please no more spiders.
I was hoping for something a little less attention getting. Okay. All right. That was just a thought. I don't think.
So you don't know how we're getting back when we get inside?
What's the point of us going again?
We have people attacking us from there.
Well,
Plus,
no,
Brixie needs to get over there.
I thought they weren't from Sigil. I thought they were from the city of Brass.
Yes.
So we have to.
I believe we have to travel through Sigil to get to the city of Brass.
Yeah, and then what do we do once we get there? We look for people that we have no idea who they are? Because she doesn't know anything.
It's her only thing. Like, we have to find her mother, I would think.
I'm hoping maybe to remember something once I see.
Yeah, she's been having flashbacks for a bit. So
You know what sometimes works? I've seen this work. Yeah, I saw it work at home once. If you hit someone over the head really hard, they might remember something.
let's try to avoid that. No.
Okay, last resort.
No.
Just out of character, would Mortimer with arcane and history know how this would work? I mean, once you come through on the other side of the portal, do you turn around and see what portal you came through and try to remember where that is? Or
I don't know if Mort would know, but if you were to find someone in Sigil that might be able to answer that, one of those touts or guides or someone that would be trustworthy.
So once we get to Sigil, can we get back with this thing that we're having in the garden, or is it like a one-way ticket?
As far as the spell reads, to Sigil, her hypothesis is that you would be able to return. It will create a doorway that ties to Sigil. You all can open with this spell, but not just anyone can walk through.
Oh, that's handy.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We come back. Why are there extra planar beings in our keep?
right?
It's ours now.
Felix just like the first one walked through, and Felix just nopes out of there.
Yeah.
Suddenly turns into the circle of mages.
Just as like out of character in the game, should we wait until Mariah is actually in game to start doing that?
I missed that. Sorry, what was that for me?
Oh, should we wait till Mariah's actually here with us? Because I feel like
We're gonna have to wait for 3 days anyways to even do anything.
that's true.
Yeah. Up to you all. I think, I have a rough idea of I mean, Sigil, I think the city of Brass, yeah, but I think the Sigil trip,
We'll have to travel through Sigil a bit to get into the city of Brass.
Okay, cool.
So we definitely need to make sure before we go that everyone is stocked up, ready for anything. Anything.
Should we look different?
Character sheets. I don't think so. I don't think that there's... In my studies, I haven't read anything about there being a stipulate, like, that they look down upon certain races.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Because I guess, based on what we saw in the library, that Sigil is kind of a neutral territory.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. It is.
I'd rather not get kidnapped again.
No, you won't get kidnapped as long as we fall. So, that's one thing with Sigil is that there are high consequences if you do things they don't like.
Okay.
Like break their rules. Yes. There's a ruler there, the Lady of Pain, who is pretty strict, it seems.
With a name like that, you have to be.
She has a lot of things on her side that are very, very, very powerful. So, again, just be ready for anything. Be prepared with items physically and mentally as well. It's not going to be a pleasant thing to experience, I imagine.
Well, yeah, we're traveling through neutral to get to hell. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. We're going to have so much fun, guys. And she smacks her staff on the floor and makes her cloak billow out. Okay, let's go. Before I lose my breakfast.
We have nowhere to go, right, Dan? You're saying that we know that the wolf isn't going to be there for like 3 more days?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Well, Scarlet Shuffletrot, the werewolf, won't be there. She'll be able to give permission.
No, that was in character.
Oh, sorry.
We can't leave for 3 days.
So you could
Because
leave
she
today.
wasn't paying attention to that conversation at all.
Well, we've got time. I could teach you to dice or something if you're bored, Erwin.
What? Yes. She goes and sits next to him. No. How do you dice?
Emil probably has several spare sets of dice.
I know that,
And,
Gil.
Nice. Okay, so you spend some time with Erwin showing her how the game works.
Teach her how to gamble for crackers or biscuits or something.
Nice.
Dan, since we have 3 days, I'm going to make a healing potion, too.
Okay. I mean, again, technically you can leave now. You know the spell, and it's all right in the back. The only thing that Azalea is going to tell Scarlet Shuffletrot is that What's-Her-Name has permission to come in.
So we don't have to wait.
Correct.
Oh, well then why are we waiting?
Can we wait like a day? Because I want to go into town and get some.
We definitely can wait a day.
Sure,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, it's up to you guys.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That is a good question, Aaron. If we can go, we should go because I don't like waiting around for more things to attack us. But yeah, so should we? It's the morning still. Should we decide tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I will after dice first. Then I will make a potion.
Nice. All right. Are you, Blueberry, what do you want to do? Where do you want to get at this in the town? Or is it a secret?
No. I want. How long did it say it would take me to?
Oh, well, you're a little faster, right, in your puppy form, or you really could use your hybrid form, it's like 50 feet or something, to go through the woods.
That would be scary running across.
Caitlin will turn to Blueberry since he mentioned going into town. Oh, do I need to go into town? Well, she's not there. Okay. Do you want to use my broom? It'll be a little bit faster than walking.
I'm sorry. Out of character. You have a broom?
Yes, I have a broom that flies.
We have a carpet too.
Yeah, we have a carpet if anybody wants to.
Oh yeah, we do have the carpet as well.
Yeah, I don't know how much time that would.
Do we really need that cart?
Let's be real.
Well, let's see.
Well,
Yes, because
Felix does.
goes with us. Yeah, and Felix can use the cart. Which we should have gotten a horse for Felix.
Oh, that's right.
Too much optimization.
Well, we could handle that today.
Felix
if we go
can walk in and get the car. It's fine.
Felix is just pulling the cart over.
Felix can carry the cart himself.
No, he's got brewer. It's fine.
Look at the bright side. The livery guy will be overjoyed to see us buying a horse, coming back and buying a horse.
How fast does the carpet fly? Morty.
That's good question.
The broom flies at 50 feet.
I did not write down the specs for the carpet.
Since it's a really big carpet, it's slower than that.
Well, what is this?
To keep.
Wow.
Oh, it's so pretty!
Oh, my word.
God!
It's our home.
That's so awesome. Yeah, so you can use my broom.
Oh yes, please.
I will
say I'm a fat corgi, so it's not gonna be pretty.
Nice.
I mean,
Caitlin's a dwarf. It should be.
you've actually rode on the broom with me.
Yeah.
I took Blueberry on the broom like a couple of episodes ago. Yeah.
That's true, you did. Yep.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. So I will give you the broom. I will give Blueberry the broom. All you have to do to activate it and to deactivate it
Wait,
is
you're
say
just giving it to me.
no. What I mean to use for right now. It's only temporary, Blueberry. Okay, just to get in and back from town today.
Okay.
You just have to say Gryffindor whenever you want it to work.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Alright. Go ahead and try it.
Okay. So because I'm an idiot, I'm not gonna change into my little spin trices.
Perfect.
So I wanna so it's on the ground, I wanna get my little paws like a tight rope.
Yeah.
And just go Gryffindor.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Not this again.
Hey, at least you're not falling 200 feet.
He just slides
Yeah.
right off.
Hey, 19.
Oh, not bad.
Yay!
You very unsteadily kind of wobble on it, but you're balancing. You're like,
Harry
as it
Potter
lifts
the
you
first
off the
movie.
ground. Yeah, like 2 feet.
Okay. To the city.
It takes off.
I hope she'll be okay. He'll be okay. I hope he'll be okay.
Nice.
This is awesome.
All right, so you make it. We'll see. I mean, that was a really good roll. You make it to the city, but it's a scary ride. There's a lot of almosts in that trip, but you do make it to the city.
Just before the city, I will get off, change into the little boy form so I can carry the
Okay.
broom around.
Nice.
Oh no! The dog with the really
Yes.
Uh,
Can't get into the shop.
Perfect.
Alternatively, a leash for the broom.
Right. I'm gonna walk the broom. You've got it like over your shoulder, like you're
walking the dog, or the dog walking the broom?
yeah. Oh.
No one knows.
I would like to get some holy water.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I know that's in here. I wonder if that's in, let me just see if that is considered a magic item or not. I don't think so. Oh, Discord, you done did it. Excuse me. Boop.
Almost made it.
Yeah, I know. I was doing so very well.
I do know that holy water can be made using a first level cleric spell. Because Mina did it.
Nice.
Which I don't know if paladins have access to it. It's in the Anathars.
I can make it.
Oh, holy water. 25 gold pieces for a flask of holy water.
Okay. 1 second.
Okay.
5. No. I'll take 3.
Nice.
Wow.
All right. You now have 3 holy water flasks in your inventory.
Okay.
Beautiful. All right. Cleric's a little like, and what do you need holy water for, little boy?
Demons.
Yes.
I'll go get them right away. So brings them back. Yeah.
I was going to say she's going to flip out in a demon voice. None of your business.
Nice. Head spins around. Yeah. All right. So you picked up your holy flask, toss them in the pack. And anything else you want to?
Should I go get some horses? I know this is like. Do you guys want me to get horses? I'm gonna get some horses.
Okay, neat. Well, you know what? Right, he didn't see you in your kid form. He saw you in him. If you head back to that same place, then as a little kid, you find. Let me just pull up my notes here on the cost and stuff. All right, you once again find. What's his name here? Bobby. Yes. Hello, young one. What are you? Did you come to look at the horses?
I came to buy some horses.
Oh, on an errand, I see. Yes, well, very well. What type of horses are your parents looking for?
I'm looking for some draft horses, big horses.
Yes, yeah, they're for like they're not as expensive as the riding ones, but they're like the big ones that pull the carts and stuff. And
I'm looking for 2 draft horses.
oh, okay. Well, they're 50 gold apiece, so 100 in total.
Can I go and have an inspection of them first?
Oh, of course you can. Of course. How cute. Right this way.
Yeah.
He brings you back to the corral and lets you pick 2 of the draft horses.
I know when I'm in my dog form, I can talk to animals.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same in my human form? No.
That's a good question. Let's roll for it. Bam!
Cool.
Nope, it was a 9.
Cool.
Sorry. We'll talk about it later, though. In all reality, was it?
No, that's cool. I didn't think I did, but I hadn't written it down.
Neat.
What color are the horses?
Oh, well, there's like a chocolate brown one. There's a pitch black one, a beautiful white one with like a light blonde hair. It's a couple spotted ones, brown with white spots, black with white spots. There's a chestnut one. Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice. All right, you find 2 beautiful spotted, some white and black spotted horses. Oh, wonderful selection. You did a really good job today. Good work.
Thank you. not condescending at all. So that 100, did you say? 100 gold?
Yes, 100 gold. Did your
Okay.
parents send you with the money?
Yeah, I have money.
Good. You know what? Why don't you keep 1 gold? I'll charge you 99. You can keep 1 gold for yourself for doing such a fine job today.
Thank you, kind sir.
Certainly. Oh, so cute.
Are the horses male, female?
One is male, one is female.
Great. One is called Pongo, one is called Perdita.
Yes.
Nice.
And I ride them back to the keep.
Okay. You climb up, hop up on a bale of hay, and then on a fence, and just get right. I was gonna say you bareback, but I'm trying to catch myself. You get back, on the back of the horse, and grab, its mane, and you giddy up. You got the other one with a rope, and off you head. With your two.
And as soon as I'm out of the city, I want to turn back in to my dog.
Okay.
Just say, hey guys, hi, my name is Blueberry.
Oh, hello. One of them's. Of course, they're gonna talk like horses. Hello.
So we're going back to my keep. We'll only use you occasionally, so it's not going to be hard work.
Oh.
Okay. And there's lots of grass. There's lots of fields that you can run and walk and frolic in. Okay.
Sounds wonderful.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay, I'm excited. They both on the young side and follow you back to the keep. And they seem really impressed you here. Ooh, when you get to the keep behind you. She was right. It's much better than the corral. All right, so you've returned with your goods in tow and 2 horses. The rest of you hear this, the 2 horses return, because they're pretty loud.
Hey guys. Guys. Anyone?
Oh god.
Yeah. Counselor's looking
Hello,
out the window.
Erin will stick her head out over the balcony of the alchemy lab and just go, hi!
Everyone.
You got horses! Nice!
I did. Yeah. This one is Pongo. And this one is Perdita.
I don't know what language that is, but that's cute.
Yeah. They live here now.
Okay.
But we have to ask them if it's okay if we want them to pull anything. It's just polite.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Tell Felix that. I think he's the... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go find Felix and tell him.
I wave at the horses.
Okay. All right. So you have all the goods that you need, and that would probably put you like in the evening time. I think you're staying for the day, right? So again, if there's anything you want to do, let me know. Otherwise, tonight.
Do I need to roll for making a healing potion?
Oh, right. Yes, there'll be a cost of the. Now you've already bought the ingredients. So go ahead and make an alchemy check, dexterity alchemy check, if you would, please.
That's dexterity plus proficiency.
Did I not put it? Oh, I put it in there. You've got a dex in there. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's proficiency plus. Gotcha. I forgot we're using the real.
Proficiency plus
It'll be
dex.
plus 5 in this case. So whatever. I don't know what you have, but it's plus 5.
14?
Okay. Nope, that's sufficient. Healing potions are pretty straightforward. They're a 13, so that is a success. All right.
Healing potion, guys, I made one. Took a while to remember, but I did it. And it probably won't poison you.
Keep that in mind.
Nice. All right. Y'all.
I think that nothing important. But I do. Kaylin is going to go out back by the circle again. And I'm just going to practice using my hammer weapon for a bit.
Okay.
Wait. Is it hammer time?
It's hammer time, guys.
Amazing.
So, yeah. So she hasn't really been able to try it out since obtaining it. So, yeah, she's just going to go out back and just kind of play around with it and just see, power and what it can do. That sort of thing.
All right. Let me take a peek and see if it, what you've learned of it. Where are you? Stormforge hammer. Okay. Yep. So you, of course, know that you can throw. You practice the smash thing, and you see it stun some small animals.
Oh no! I want to stay away from animals. I was told not to hurt any animals in this area. So Caleb,
find a
definitely careful of animals in the area.
Excellent. So as you use it, you feel this urge to throw it. So it partially speaks to you, and you are able to throw this weapon around, and it comes back to your grip.
God, you're like...
It's door. Hey, did we get someone else? Mariah. Yay. Let me change that. Here we go. And you were also able to strike the ground using an action, and it sends out this cracking, loud, thunderous shockwave out from the point of impact.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
And typically each creature within 30 feet of that point must succeed on a DC 17 con save or become stunned.
Plenty of room around, yes.
Oh, and because it has that +5 to attack and damage when used, it cracks a bunch of the ground out for like 5 feet. Just for flavor, but...
Caitlin goes around and kicks with her foot to make sure their cracks are covered up at least with a little bit of dirt. So
that's nice.
It's obvious.
Perfect. Yeah, so you really get the hang of throwing it, catching it, the timing and all that. A couple times it goes past you, like, whoa! You got a duck.
Okay. I think Caitlin is going to go into the forest area after she practices for a bit and just kind of stand amongst the trees, I think, feeling at home. Kind of in the wooded area, and I think that she's going to pray, and I'm not really sure that she knows exactly to what or to whom, but possibly with the image of Azalea in her mind, and just kind of, ask for protection on their journey. And that, just kind of voice concerns that she was definitely worried about what's to come. So.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Very neat. Yeah, you do just that. You're not sure if you're hurt or not, but it feels good to, or, however you want it to feel, to put that out there into the universe.
Okay. Right. I'll head back inside.
Oh, Discord. Oops, Discord did it again.
Every time. Hi, guys.
Nate.
Hello.
Hey, Ryan.
Oh,
no, we lost her.
Oh, God. It's
Come
all
on, you can do it. You can do it.
Before we get back in there, I do apologize because I have not eaten.
Oh,
it's okay.
You are fine. Yeah, eat up.
Oh, man. Okay.
Alright, we'll do that, and we'll do this. Okay. Made a note of that. Alright, so otherwise, everyone gets a good night's rest and wakes up the following morn. ready to roll. You've got the spell. You've learned all the stuff. You know, in 2 days, Azalea is going to give permission through Scarlet Shuffletrot for Delorna, Archivist Delorna, to study. Although likely she'll probably want to contact all of you and schedule that. But otherwise, you wake up. You all have breakfast is a cooking. Felix has another delicious breakfast ready to roll. And the days before you, how do you want to proceed?
Felix especially prepared trail rations for everybody, but also like a super long string of seemingly never-ending sausages for blueberry pancake.
Aww. Awesome. You just go down eating.
I give Felix a really big hug when he gives me my trail mix.
Aww.
Thank you!
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
I'm so excited you're here to cook because your food is really good. I'm gonna miss it while we're in hell.
Be safe.
Amazing. Okay.
Kaylin
Thank you,
will
Mariah.
give Felix a hug as well before we go back.
Okay.
The circle. And I will also search out Brewer to say goodbye to him as well.
Okay. Brewer, upon seeing you, just to summarize, to keep it, nothing super important. He's just thanking you again for your friendship, for all you've done. And he draws out from an inner lining in that red cloak thing that he wears, drapes around his neck. This small, it looks like a miniature, like a kite shield, but it has almost like a little bit of a heart shape to it. You're not sure if it's intentional or not. And it's from his armor. It's like a chipped off piece from when he got hurt. And he gives that to you, because I want you to have this, so while I repair, I can still be with you on your journeys. And holds it up to you.
I will take it, and I will give him a hug as he's whatever a dwarf can do. Hug a word.
And the entire party is like looking in the doorway, just like looking around. Going,
Heads upon heads upon heads.
like
Doing the Three Stooges.
Nice. Pop, pop, pop. And he leans down, pats you on the back. And hugs you back.
I will tell him if I don't make it back, know that your friendship has meant a lot to me.
I will save that to my memory.
Kaylin will clutch the piece of armor that he gave her and just quickly kind of leave the room.
Oh. Neat. All right. Okay, the days before you, I imagine you all sort of congregate in a room where you're all at least in the keep in case once your bellies are full.
I'll look to Brixie. Are you ready for this? Okay. Everyone else ready? Go.
Of course.
All right.
I smack my staff into the ground again and make my cape billow, and I go, "Yes, I'm ready."
Let's go.
All right, let's make our way out to the.
Start heading
As
out.
we walk, Dan, I'm spending 3 sorcery points to get another level spell slot.
Okay.
So I have 3 runes glowing and an extra spell slot.
Okay, beautiful.
Heading in.
All right. You all pile out the door. It's a bit, it's fairly overcast. It's been overcast most of the morning, and there's a light sprinkle of rain that's beginning to fall. Not much of it hits you as you pass through the dense forest. But once you come back out of the other side, out by that mage circle, there's a little bit, just being tossed about on the wind. It's sort of just spitting. You're at the mage circle. Who wants to do the honors?
Emil will just hold things up for a second, and he's going to say goodbye to Seb, who is not coming with us.
Oh wow. Okay. How does Seb take it?
I think they've probably been discussing it for a bit, so Seb will spend some time kind of tucked into his cloak eating seeds out of his pocket before he flies up to a tree to watch them go.
Okay. Flutters up and hops around to watch. Caws a little bit at you here and there.
Kaylin will turn to Emil. Is Seb not coming with us?
Hell's no place for a bird.
It's true. All right. And Morty, do you know what to do?
Yeah, I'll do the honors. Yeah.
I think he's the only one who can.
Actually, anybody with arcane.
No, I thought that was detect ley lines. I think you're the only one who can teleport.
These other two spells are written in a way where anyone proficient in Arcana can do it, because all the power comes from the ley lines.
Okay.
Oh.
But for dramatic effect, yeah, I'll do it. Ooga booga, ooga booga.
That's canon.
And I will open the portal.
Okay, so first, in the process, the first thing you need to cast is the detect ley lines to sort of be able to see the ebb and flow and the direction and such of the arcane energies here, which takes about 10 minutes. Ritual spell. Doesn't use any spell slots. So you take that time and spell calls for some of your chalk that you use to outline circle stuff, and in the four cardinal directions on this circle in the outermost perimeter of runes, you add some complementary runes in chalk, and then you stand.
Aaron Wynn's watching over his shoulder the entire time.
Oh, nice! Making sure,
like the uncomfortable hovering.
Yes,
that's right, because she's taller than you too, so she's kind of like leaning down on your shoulder.
Literally hovering.
No, Mort doesn't mind. He's more than happy to explain as he goes what he's doing.
Neat.
She's a little bit fascinated with runes. So.
Awesome. Perfect. So you line them all up, outline them with chalk, and then you stand on the north-facing one and begin the chant for this spell, the utterance. And as it's reaching that last half a minute of those 10 minutes, the northern rune isn't on one of the ley lines, thankfully, because as you see this, it's this huge, like 25 feet, torrent, this circular rush of pure arcane energy going through the trees. Part of it goes under the ground, and the first one lights up, and you see it running across this the center of the mage circle, and then the second one takes on this same blue and white luminance, and then the third one lights up, and you can see now where all three are intersecting. This incredible raging power is striking. They're striking one another, creating this massive whirlwind of arcane energy. The runes becoming visible. So Aaron, when you're seeing, they kind of light up with humming with this energy, and it's not that it's contained, because it's just this raw, incredible energy, but you can see some of the work of this mage circle sort of directing it, keeping it a little more safe As in the past, it had some dangerous side effects, so they fixed that with this circle. And now there's like this almost dome, nearly completely circular dome on this, filling up nearly about 85 feet in the center of this mage circle, whirling around. You begin changing to the utterance for the portal to sigil spell, the first time in practical application. So go ahead and roll an Arcana check with advantage, if you would, Morin.
Okey-dokey.
Galathor's going to say a quick prayer to Helm.
Ooh, okay.
Emil's rattling the dice in his pocket, of course.
Oh, nice. Ooh!
Oh!
Dang. Well, it all paid off. Because Port feels so inspired.
Actually, if anybody is glancing at Erinwin, you'll see a touch of lightning dance between her fingertips and across her teeth.
Ooh, nice. Awesome.
I would say Rexy is going to walk to Emil and hold his hand.
Oh, okay. Aaron, as you're standing here, all of your runes light up, one after another after another. Dun, 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 and you feel this incredible surge of arcane energy just flowing through you as you're standing on the very edge of this huge torrent bubble of arcane, massive worldwide arcane energy.
Okay, she's a lighthouse again.
Yeah,
it's all niner, and she's a lighthouse.
And you can all feel this pressure, like a pressure change in an airplane, where your ears kind of close up, and it's hard to hear. And there's almost a weight to the air now as this intense pressure is here before you. And with the 28, you execute this perfectly. More every little bit, the diction, the enunciation, everything is spot on. And this energy in the very center, you see the outer part of this dome becomes more transparent, more, until in the very core of it, you see what appears to be an archway. The interesting part is, no matter which way you walk, it looks like it's facing you. And you're all sort of on the same side, so it kind of looks that way for everyone. But that is, according to the spell, that should be the portal to Sigil. You would walk through that.
All right. I dealt it. I'll go through. See you on the other side.
Neat.
And I walk through the portal.
Okay, Mort walks through.
I will follow closely behind him.
Okay. You pass through as well.
I'll go through, just kind of like staying on the edge, like on the border, just for a moment, going, oh.
I want to
like a good hot chocolate.
Nice.
I was happy behind Harlan. I just want to lightly push her through.
She disappears through. Neat. All right,
Galathor rushes in.
Okay. Disappears.
Clink, 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 clink.
Oh, the kitty. Blueberry?
I'm gonna look around. Okay, close my eyes and run.
You say anything? Stoop. Go through. Brixie, are you following Erinwin in?
Well.
Oh, sorry. What's that you ate?
Brixie's gonna still hold Emil's hand, so.
Oh, right.
Wherever Brixie goes, Emil goes, so.
Okay. The two of you.
But to answer your question, yes, I would follow after it.
Okay. You kind of look at one another, hand in hand, and then look back and step through together. Thump! And that collapses behind you, and then the whole dome dissipates and just goes out of sight. For all of you, as you step through, you feel a somewhat familiar pull, as though something's grabbed the front of your clothing and is yanking you at warp 6 through time and space, before finally Well, let's see. Who went in first now? Was it Mort?
It was Morty, followed directly by me.
Perfect. Mort, you feel this force suddenly stop. And then behind you, Kaylin, you feel Kaylin, boosh, and then the next person, boom, and there's something in front of you. But by the third or fourth person behind you, you get pushed through this doorway that was essentially a closet. As you look back, you're in someone's house. You just burst through a closet door. And for those behind you, it's a little easier to just walk out, but you kind of got knocked out and slammed through the door.
Are all my runes still glowing?
As you step through, it's just the ones that you had activated. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so no longer a lighthouse.
You seem to be there. You don't see any central. You seem to be in a central room in this house. You don't see any windows in this room.
All right, I immediately take out a piece of chalk and just make a little notation on the door jamb.
Okay.
Just big enough that I could see it, and just in case we need to experiment and see if this is the way back.
Okay.
And from now on, I'm going to try to keep track of, at least while we're in sigil, of this house where we come out of.
Okay.
Reference point, exactly where we came out.
All right.
And also, I want to look up and look around and say, "Wow, that worked." I gave us a 50-50 chance at best.
I'm gonna close my eyes and use my blind sight. I'll go over to the next door and just kind of close my eyes and use my blind sight to see if there's anyone else around.
Nice. Okay, you walk over to that wall and kind of listen carefully. No one's there.
Okay, and I'll do like a walk around the perimeter of the room to see if I can sense anyone else around us.
Okay. As you feel around, you don't spot, you don't sense anyone else on the other side of the wall. There is a doorway here that leads. There are two doorways. One behind you that leads to another room, and one before you that leads to another room. This seems to be like a living room of sorts. Basic setup, nothing fancy.
We should probably get out of this, whoever this person's house.
I will lead the way, Dan. I will, I guess, go to one of the doors and listen to see if I can hear anything before opening it.
I haven't, there's no one out there.
Okay. I will slowly open the door.
Okay. Swings open and you see it's a very small room that has a place for some coats, a place for a couple, a weapons rack. It has a sword in it and so a weapon that you're probably not familiar with. It's just sort of a spear of sorts. And a window. And a heavy exterior door.
Camera, but it's always me. Doesn't matter. Sorry, Dan.
No, you're fine.
It's really funny because when you watch the VODs, we get to see Dan's reaction to all of these.
Ah, nice.
All vanish.
That's awesome. So a heavy external door and a window, in case you...
What is through the window? What do I see?
Do you want to go up to the window and look out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
Neat. To get a close look, you look outside and you see... I picture a camera zooming past you through the window and racing across the city. This, all sorts of different sized buildings in this area here. A lot of them look a little bit run down, but you're inside this huge cylinders. You look up, you see buildings go up the side, and you look all the way up, and on the ceiling, you see buildings hanging down from the ceiling. And as far as you can catch, you see little people look like little ants from here, walking up and down the sides, the streets, somehow all stuck to the inner side of this giant tube that goes on and on and on as far as you can see. It's got a bit of a curve to it, but it's slight because it's so huge. There's no sky here because it's all city, but there is this like an all-pervasive light that actually it kind of looks like it's at twilight. You can see it shifting. I guess not. You haven't been looking long enough, but it looks like it's twilight out in the city currently.
Okay. I will turn back to the people following me and just be like, I think I made it. I want to listen through the other door that's... I hear anything on the other side?
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check if you would.
Natural one.
Sounds great.
I come over to you and go, there's no one past there either.
Okay, I will slowly open that door.
Okay, you take a look through here, and this is someone's bedroom. There's a window in the back, but no exterior door. It's a small, modest bedroom. One bed, one dresser, a little area to store.
That's the door I just opened?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you opening the front door? I was thinking back door for some reason.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm just opening a door, so I'm just trying to find a way out of the house.
Okay. All right. So if you're opening that big exterior door, you swing it open, and you're on the street level here. This is a one-story building, and there's very old stone streets, like almost like brick-laid streets, but these big, heavy stones that are like 2 feet by probably 2 foot cubed. Seen a lot of wear and tear. There are a number of people up and down the street. They all look sort of worse for wear. Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
I will go out the door and just kind of motion for everyone else to follow.
Okay. Do you all follow?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be right behind her.
Okay.
Yep.
And Mort's it's probably futile, but just being optimistic, he's going to make a small mark somewhere on that door that hopefully no one will notice, but he will know where it's at. So he knows, try to mark at least this is the house we came out of.
Okay. All right.
I will make a note on the drawn map in my book as well, Dan, of the house.
Okay.
I feel like Emil would have a pretty good sense of how to get back here, given his background.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
that's true. That will come in handy.
Awesome. Yep. Emil is logging it all away. Okay. So you sort of mingle amongst the people. I mean, there's a number of people just walking about and heading to their destinations. And you figure that this is very likely the... where are my notes? This is very likely the lower... no, I'm sorry. The lower ward.
Okay.
Where no, that's the industrial. You're right. The hive ward, the slum and the ghetto, home to the poor, the rogues, and the unwanted dregs of the city.
Perfect for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around. Do I see anybody like me, same race?
Let's see. Like, make an investigation check, Aaron Wynn.
Investigation?
So far in here,
Not perception?
Perception, I guess so. I mean, perception's like if you happen to notice it, but if you're looking specifically, it'd be an investigation.
7!
Okay. You do see quite a few different races here. In fact, there are a number that you just don't recognize. As the home of interplanar travel, there's likely just a lot of different creatures and races that come here. None that match yours yet. Is there a direction you want to head in, or something you want to look for?
I guess, as usual, tavern's a good place to start.
Well, we have to hire a guide, right? Somebody
Yeah.
mentioned-
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, we should
Don't really know
Hiring.
where to go exactly to hire someone, though. I would say someone at the tavern would know.
Okay.
So, I guess we'll try to just poke somebody and say, "Hey, where's the nearest?"
Okay. You are as you walk down the street. You start talking. You find someone. A tiefling has a big bushy gray beard. Although tieflings don't typically have facial hair, this one's got a big
Wait,
scruffy.
But Brooksy knows that tieflings don't usually have
Probably.
beards.
You've had some. And he turns around. Seems to be a bit on the older side for a tiefling. What? Are you looking for money? I don't have any money for you. Kind of sniffs at all of you. Burks. What do you
We're looking for a guide to the city.
Good luck. You know,
How about?
I might know where one is.
Okay. Where would that be?
Well, little coin might jog my memory.
I'm going to see if I can discern. Does he really know, or is he just trying to
Yeah, make an
get us for
insight check.
5 gold?
I'm gonna do
I
that
like
too.
this.
Oh.
Wait, can
I hate when that happens. Rolls outside the box.
Oh,
Brixie's gonna... Can
16.
Can Brixie make a roll?
yeah.
What is it, insight?
Insight, yep. So Mort got a what now?
16.
Okay, and was Aaronwyn doing it as well?
Yeah, I
24.
rolled
Woo.
like a 6.
It's all right.
But
Brixie's-
I'm gonna be standing behind Kaylin, just like glowing.
Nice.
Just kind of like standing there, just like.
And Brixie, would you roll?
24.
Wow. Okay. So Brixie, yeah, as you're assessing, he does seem to know where someone that could guide you is. He seems to be telling the truth and just wants to get some coin out of you. He seems to be looking down on all you. You caught that he called you all Burks, and although none of you have likely heard that before, it clearly was not a term of endearment.
I'll put down 5 gold.
Oh. Well, I'll send you to a good guide then. If you're looking for a tout, you can head down about 3 blocks. This one will even deal with Clueless. Look for the tavern. 3.5 blocks down. Go in and ask for Barnaby.
Kaylin will extend her hand for a handshake.
You
Gives
just
him a
kinda-
nice, firm, strong handshake.
He very begrudgingly shakes, only because you gave him 5 gold. He's like, well, he's not
I
very
will turn.
strong.
I will turn to leave.
Okay, you turn to leave, and standing right before you, almost out of nowhere, is this like a tall. How to describe it? It's sort of a humanoid with this with yellow tan skin, these big goat-like horns, and this taft, this shock of white hair in the front, floating slightly off the ground, and sort of tall and lanky. You recognize this from the library as a Dabu.
Dear God.
Which I imagine is their Sigil's version of guard.
Sort of, yeah. You're new here, and it doesn't speak. Instead, and I love this about these things, they speak through rebuses that appear above their heads. You know, it's like screwball, like where it's baseball and a screw. It's like that. In this like bubble that kind of comes up like a thought bubble above their head. So they're not actually using words. You have to, it's like a pictograph. You have to figure out what it is. And that's where we'll end tonight's session, and you'll get to see the cool Rebus.
Keelan narrows her eyes at it.
Just a side note, Dan.
Yes.
Since we got through the portal, I can't talk. It's been a week. It's been a rough week. But Brixie has never let go of the meal sand. So.
Okay. I'm sorry. What was that last part? Brixie's never.
Has like once they got into the city, she has not let go of meal sand.
Okay. Neat. Oh, take care, Beth. Neat. All right. Well, yeah, I guess we'll wrap up here. Oh, hey, Tasha. Yay! Yeah, well, thank you, players, for another super fun week.
I'm glad that you guys were still... It was, like, perfect, because the show ended around, like, 10:30. And
Oh, yeah.
waited for a good 30 minutes for food. Which was like, oh, no. That was, like, in the play. But, yeah.
Nice.
It ended. It went well for me.
Ah, good. I'm glad that worked out. Yeah, it should be pretty interesting. Have a good night, Half Donut. Yeah, it should be interesting. You're in Sigil, and next up, finding a way to the elemental plane of fire, City of Brass. Ought to be fun. We'll figure out what went down with Brixie, and what's going on, or what happened with her bombs, and the Brix Evils. Very exciting. Plus
I'm not ready.
Awesome. So thank you, players, and thank you, chat. You're all wonderful, and I had a great time. So look forward to catching you all next Friday. We'll get to start figuring out the rebus and stuff. Nothing super crazy, because it'll be pretty straightforward, but it'll be fun. Oh, all right. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful night, and we'll catch you next week. Yay!
Bye.
Take care.